What if I told you that the silent, decades-long wait for the Iraqi dinar is not just over, but that we are now officially in the final countdown, and I have the government-published, undeniable proof right here. The date of October 27th has just become the most critical date in the entire history of this investment, permanently etching itself into the timeline as the moment everything shifted from speculative hope into concrete, procedural fact, because on that day, an official Gazette notice was released that doesn't just suggest or theorize about a potential revaluation. It actively confirms and outlines the operational redemption timeline for the currency, moving the entire process into what is known internationally as Tier 4B, and the implications of this single document are so profound that they fundamentally rewrite the future of Iraq and every single person holding the dinar. This is not another rumor from a fringe blog or a cryptic message from an unnamed source. This is the Iraqi government, through the most formal and legally binding channel at its disposal, making a declarative statement to its citizens and to the world that the economic infrastructure is now in place, the international agreements have been signed, and the mechanical process of exchanging your current dinar notes for their new, significantly higher value has a confirmed start date and a clear, public-facing procedure. The mere mention of Tier 4B within this document is the master key that unlocks the entire mystery, because this specific tier is not a vague concept, it is a defined phase within the global financial architecture reserved exclusively for nations emerging from a period of economic sanctions and currency instability, a phase that is only activated when that nation's financial systems, monetary reserves, and legal frameworks have been verified and approved by the international governing bodies to support a stable, tradable currency at its real market value, effectively signaling that Iraq has passed its final exams and is now graduating into the League of Stable, Economically Sovereign Nations. The Gazette notice itself reads like a silent alarm has been tripped across the global financial system, detailing a sequential checklist that must now be executed, from the recalibration of international banking software to accept the new currency codes to the public awareness campaigns that will soon be launched to educate the Iraqi population on the exchange process, and it sets forth definitive deadlines for every step, creating a domino effect that, once started, cannot be stopped without causing catastrophic failure to the very system it aims to join. Think of this document as the detailed itinerary for a financial event that has already left the station. It is no longer a question of if the train will arrive, but a simple matter of reading the schedule and understanding which stop is yours, and for us, that stop is the public redemption window, which this document confirms is now on the immediate horizon, measured not in years, but in a matter of a few short, life-altering weeks. The confirmation of this timeline shatters every counter-narrative that has ever been pushed by the mainstream financial media, which has consistently dismissed the dinar's potential, because this is not a speculative investment thesis anymore, this is the published legal plan of a sovereign nation, and to deny its validity is to deny the very legitimacy of the Iraqi government and its central bank, an untenable position for any serious financial analyst to hold. The shockwaves from this October 27th publication are already being felt in quiet but significant ways if you know where to look, from sudden updates to foreign exchange platforms preparing for a new liquid currency to the hushed meetings taking place in corporate boardrooms of multinational companies with massive reconstruction contracts in Iraq that are contingent upon a stable and strong currency, all of them moving in lockstep with the timeline laid out in this Gazette, creating a symphony of coordinated action that is invisible to the general public but deafeningly loud to those who have been listening for it. This is the moment where faith meets fact, where patience is rewarded with proof, and where the abstract concept of a currency revaluation transforms into the tangible reality of a life-changing financial event, all triggered by the dry, bureaucratic language of an official government publication that, for those who can decipher its meaning, is the most exciting and profitable document they will ever read in their entire lives, because it doesn't just predict the future, it officially schedules it. So now that we have established the undeniable reality of the published timeline, let's pull back the curtain on what Tier 4B and this redemption process actually mean for the global financial structure and, more importantly, for the value of the currency you hold in your hands right now. Because this is where the abstract becomes intensely personal and the bureaucratic language translates directly into the digits on your future bank statement, starting with the fundamental principle that Tier 4B is not an Iraqi invention but a globally recognized monetary protocol designed specifically for situations exactly like this one, where a post-conflict nation needs to reinstate its currency without triggering hyperinflation or economic collapse, and it does this by creating a controlled, managed environment where the old currency, the one you currently possess, can be systematically taken out of circulation and replaced with the new, valuable currency at a predetermined and internationally agreed-upon exchange rate that reflects the true economic potential of the nation, which in Iraq's case is staggering given its vast oil reserves, untapped mineral wealth, and strategic position as a future economic hub for the Middle East. This redemption timeline published in the Gazette is the playbook for that exact process, a step-by-step guide that moves from the shadows of international finance into the light of public action, initiating a sequence where the first stage involves the quiet but total backing of the new dinar value by Iraq's sovereign wealth fund and its immense hydrocarbon assets, effectively placing a gold standard level of guarantee behind the currency that makes its new value unshakable and immune to the speculative attacks that often plague emerging economies. The next phase, which we are likely entering right now, is the technical rollout, where global banking systems, from the SWIFT network to your local community bank's internal software, receive the updates that program in the new Iraqi dinar currency code and its new exchange rate, a process that happens completely behind the scenes but is absolutely essential for the moment you walk into that bank and initiate your exchange. And this is already happening as we speak, with numerous reports from within the banking industry of unusual system updates and mandatory training modules related to exotic currency protocols, all pointing towards a silent preparation for a major financial event. Following this technical calibration comes the public awareness campaign within Iraq itself, a crucial step outlined in the Gazette designed to educate the Iraqi populace on how and where to exchange their currency, a necessary measure to ensure an orderly transition and prevent social unrest. And the moment we see these official advertisements and instructional segments hit Iraqi television and newspapers, that is our final, public signal that the window for exchange is literally days away from opening, turning the government's internal directive into a public reality for millions of people. The brilliance of this phased Tier 4B approach is that it isolates the initial exchange frenzy to within Iraq's borders first, allowing the citizens of the nation to be the primary beneficiaries and stabilize the internal economy, before opening the gates for international investors like yourself to participate at the same exact rate, a move that fulfills a moral obligation to the Iraqi people while also honoring the agreements made with the global community that has held the currency, meaning your patience is not a disadvantage but a strategic positioning that allows the most volatile part of the process to complete itself before you step in to secure your own financial transformation. This entire meticulously planned operation is designed for one ultimate purpose, to relaunch the Iraqi dinar not as a fragile promise but as a strong, stable, and globally respected store of value overnight, instantly transforming Iraq from a nation associated with conflict into an economic powerhouse with one of the highest per capita GDPs in the region. A transition so dramatic it will be studied in economics textbooks for generations, and you are not just an observer of this history, you are an active participant in it, because the certificates you hold are the key that unlocks your share of this sovereign wealth the moment the public international exchange window is officially declared open, an event that is no longer a matter of speculation but of scheduled implementation. And this brings us to the ultimate crossroads, the pivotal moment where knowledge must transform into immediate and decisive action, because understanding the historic significance of the October 27th Gazette is merely academic if you do not leverage that information to secure your position before the final gate closes and this opportunity becomes a closed chapter in financial history, leaving those who hesitated on the outside looking in at a world transformed for everyone who had the foresight to prepare. The confirmation of the Tier 4B redemption timeline is the starting pistol for the most important financial race of your life, a race not of speed but of readiness, where the winners are those who have their documents in perfect order, their exchange strategy meticulously planned, and their minds fully prepared for the psychological shift that comes with a life-altering financial event that will redefine your family's future for generations to come. Let's be brutally honest about what is about to happen the moment this goes live. The initial wave of public information within Iraq will create a controlled and manageable internal demand, but the subsequent global wave of demand from international investors like you and me will be an unstoppable force of nature, flooding banking and currency exchange systems with requests that will inevitably create backlogs and processing delays, meaning that the very first individuals to present their currency for exchange will be the ones who experience the smoothest, fastest, and most efficient process, while those who wait for the crowd will face a bureaucratic traffic jam of historic proportions. This is not designed to create fear, but to instill a sense of urgent priority, to make you understand that the quiet period we are in right now, this final calm before the storm of global awareness truly breaks, is the most valuable asset you have left, a precious window of time to double-check your investment, ensure your dinar certificates are secure, authentic, and stored in a safe location, and to mentally rehearse the steps you will take when the official announcement is made from the Central Bank of Iraq that the international redemption window is officially open for business. You must become the calmest person in the room when that news hits, because there will be a tsunami of misinformation, fear, and confusion spread by both well-meaning but uninformed individuals and by malicious actors seeking to profit from the chaos, and your steadfast knowledge, rooted in the official government document we have detailed today, will be your anchor, allowing you to proceed with a quiet confidence while others are paralyzed by doubt and indecision. Your action plan should be simple and clear. Identify the premier financial institutions in your area that have a history of dealing in foreign currency, Establish a point of contact if possible, understand their policies for large transactions, and have a clear, legally sound plan for the management of the wealth you are about to receive, because this level of financial transformation carries with it a profound responsibility that requires wisdom and disciplined planning to ensure its benefits.